Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here. We are on Xur in the good old tree fort. We are up here in a Watcher's Grave, so let's see what Xur has to offer today, February 11th. Alright, so first you're going to have Graviton Lance. This is actually a weapon I suggest picking up. It's an older weapon, but with the buffs to 40% damage to exotic primary weapons towards miners, and then the 10% damage bonus to pulse rifles against miners, this thing is going to be 50% better, including the Cosmology perk. This thing's going to be a lot of fun. If you don't have it, pick it up. Try and grind out that catalyst if you can, and see if you can have this thing ready for Witch Queen. It's going to be a very fun weapon to use to clear ads. Lucky Raspberry is all about those arc grenades. It allows them to chain farther, has a chance to recharge it when it deals damage, and if you do a full chain with that grenade, you're actually going to always recharge it. Stats on this are not bad. You have Discipline, good for grenades. You've got Mobility, good for hunters. You just are lacking in recovery. Everybody does actually want recovery for that faster health regen, so if you have that covered somewhere else, cool, or you would want a mod for recovery in for this one. Overall, it's a decent stat roll. The lacking in recovery does hurt it some, though. For the Titans, we've got Mask of the Quiet One. This is a good put it on and forget about it because it works all the time. You gain ability energy when you are damaged, kind of a good thing that's going to happen all the time. When critically wounded, you regain maximum health on kills as well, so it's going to help you stay alive and get you ability energy. Overall, it does lack in recovery, but decent resilience, decent discipline, and strength for those ability energy recharges. Some mobility as well. You just want to make sure you make up for recovery. Overall, pretty decent stat roll, nice general use exotic that you can put on and get use out of all the time. For the Warlocks, we have a weird one. You've got a exotic built around melees. Melee attacks increase your melee damage. You have 2 in the strength stat, which is unfortunate, but you have really high recovery with 27 and very high intellect. So if you're building into, getting your super faster and you're a warlock, which every warlock wants recovery. Everybody wants recovery, but warlocks want it even more. This is not a bad one. So if you see yourself ever building into this, or you're just like, maybe this could be good, buy it, stick it in the vault. The stat distributions alone are actually pretty solid just to get by themselves. You can pretty much skip every weapon except this one. Everything else is mostly doo-doo because it's like Quick Draw Dragonfly, Grave Robber Swashbuckler on a pulse rifle, Vorpal on a shotgun, maybe. No distractions, multi-kill clip on a sniper, no. Tireless on a sword, no. Hipfire on a pulse, no. But you have Subsistence Demolitionist on an auto rifle. It's a good auto rifle, one that you may not be able to get your hands on for a while. So if nothing else, it's good to have a decent copy of Gnawing Hunger. Subsistence and Demolitionist may go very well into a grenade build. So don't skip this one. It may be worth even just buying and tucking in your vault, especially if you've got space for it. For the Titan, you've got a decent helm with 63, high intellect, kind of middle stats, not a lot in strength, but I've seen worse distributions. And then for the boots, you've got a 62, decent mobility, high recovery, discipline, intellect, high strength for a Titan, also not too shabby. The rest, 59, 58, those are junky. So helmet and boots for the Titan, not bad. For the Warlock, it's kind of weird. You have high spikes in recovery here, you have high spikes in recovery here, but they're both in the 50s, so I wouldn't worry about getting them. Again, a 58. You do have a 62 here with a decent spike in recovery and strength. Not a lot of mobility, some resilience, discipline, intellect. It's an okay stat roll, but again, I don't think anything here is too exciting. But a high recovery strength build, maybe you could use this. Hunter's actually got a couple pieces. While these have a 60, they're very high in resilience and low mobility, so I would skip that for a Hunter. Here you've got high recovery, decent mobility, intellect, and strength, 63, solid chest armor for sure. Here you've got a 65. While you have low in mobility, you have a 23 and an 18 between recovery and discipline, and also some strength for those ability recharges. So it's a 65, not one to sleep on, even though there's not that much mobility on it. Boots, on the other hand, at 58, you can skip those. So that does basically wrap up Xur. We are about 11 days from Witch Queen, so if you haven't watched my leveling guide, make sure and check that one out so you kind of know what order to play characters and what to do. There will be an addition to that just off of some information we got yesterday, but everything else will hold true, so check that video out at the end here or in the description below. You guys can find me on Twitter at Ebontis, twitch.tv streaming Destiny and Variety over on Twitch. Right here on YouTube, though, hit that subscribe button, hit that alert bell, and I will see you all in the next one.